New this morning, police are searching for a missing 14-year-old boy who has autism. The Ramsey County Sheriff's Office says Brody Heibner was last seen in Shoreview, Minnesota, but he may be in danger and may be attempting to relocate by train or other means. This is a recent picture of him up on your screen right now. Take a look. He was last seen wearing a light gray sweatshirt, jeans, black shoes, and a dark backpack. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to contact the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office in St. Paul or your local law enforcement. New this morning, a man from the Northern Valley is dead after a motorcycle crash in Minnesota. The State Patrol says the man was on Highway 11 in Koochiching County yesterday afternoon when he drove into a ditch and was thrown from his bike. The victim is 53-year-old Stephen Millian of Baudette. We have new information this morning on why COVID-19 is ravaging nursing homes across the state of Minnesota. The Star Tribune is reporting that hospitals are knowingly discharging those patients to long-term care facilities. The Star Tribune says the Minnesota Department of Health went to nursing homes to relieve some of the burden that hospitals were facing with COVID-19. The COVID-19 patients then went from the hospital to the long-term care facility. Those facilities house people who are at a higher risk of dying from the virus. Since the pandemic started, the Star Tribune reports hospitals discharged 268 COVID-19 positive patients to nursing homes. We'll take a much deeper look at the numbers and have more on this story for you tonight on Valley News Live. New this morning, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum is directing government agencies to fly the U.S. and North Dakota flags at half-staff until sunset Sunday, May 24th, and encourages North Dakotans to do the same at their own homes and businesses as a mark of respect for the victims of the coronavirus pandemic. The governor's directive is in accordance with a proclamation issued late yesterday by President Donald Trump. It's now 8 minutes before 7 o'clock. I was jumping the gun on going to our forecast, but mark the date. The Cass County Vector Control says it has spotted their first mosquito of the season. I don't want to hear that, but it is a sign that summer is just around the corner. They didn't specify where in the area that this one was found, but it comes as a reminder to get that bug spray out because mosquitoes can carry the West Nile virus. Now on to our forecast. Our bug forecast? Well, we are going to see some rain, it sounds like maybe. We check in with meteorologist Lisa Green. We know the bugs love the wet conditions and the warm weather, but what do we have planned for the weekend?
Well, they do, and I wish we could ignore all that, but we do have some rain showers coming our way for today. We've seen a few of those already this morning, and as we head into the weekend, we may see more of those showers too. So we keep the warmer weather around. That's good heading into the holiday weekend and the kickoff for summer. Looking at temperatures into the 50s to some low 60s. Currently 61 in Roseau and in Hallock. 59 in Fargo. It's 55 in Grand Forks right now. The wind out of the south. Here's the good news. We still have some wind. There's still going to be a breeze today, but not like the last several days. We're looking at steady speeds in the teens and a couple of gusts into the 20s as we head into the afternoon. We've got one speed of 21 miles per hour in Hallock, still out of the south or southeast. There's a little lower visibility, especially in the west. No dense fog reports coming in, but be aware you might run into some patchy areas of that as you are hitting the roads here this morning, perhaps. So something to keep in mind. Some moisture left over from last night in eastern North Dakota helping to contribute to that fog development. Now that's all kind of lifting northward. We still have the potential for a few sprinkles or a light shower or so this morning. You could see that on the map there. But overall, it is looking a little bit better as we head through the day today. So here's a look at your forecast if you're heading out to your local lake here as we head into the holiday weekend. Well, this afternoon, we'll see mostly cloudy skies still. The morning sprinkles will have moved on. This is 3 o'clock this afternoon. Looking at temperatures at that point, depending on where you are, ranging in the 70s. Still a bit of a breeze out of the south-southeast with some gusts in the 20s. Into this evening, expect to see temperatures sliding a little bit, but still looking pretty good, pretty mild evening with some areas of sun before that sets later on for tonight. And a preview of your holiday weekend, looking at Saturday, warm day, and I think most of the day should be quiet, but we do have a chance for some thunder Saturday night, and then again into Sunday will be more active day, more chances for rain and thunder. And then for Memorial Day itself, we'll work on kicking those showers out. They may linger into the early morning hours, but we'll end up with some sunshine. Right now, that severe threat for Saturday night looks to be holding off to the west. Still want to be weather aware. Have that Valley News Live weather app downloaded and set to follow you wherever you happen to be. And speaking of traveling, we want to check in with Devin Fry for an update on traffic this morning.
Thanks, Lisa. We're finishing up our morning drive for this hour on I-94. We are heading east toward Minnesota from West Fargo through Fargo into Minnesota. Now, overall, the traffic flow this morning, it's been pretty light. You can see up ahead of me there on I-94. It's not looking very busy. It's a little bit more compact near the tri-level interchange, but overall, still nothing really to write home about. There hasn't been any real freak accidents or anything like that out there on the roadway, slowing things down, which is very good, and no new lane closures today, which is also a good sign. Now, the Tuesday is where things are going to get hairy. We got notified of 3 different lane closures that are going to be starting on Tuesday. The biggest one might be on Main Avenue. They're going to be closing the 8th Street intersection there. Another project that they're going to start is on 17th Street South. And then the third is going to be on Broadway. That Broadway project is going to be between 7th and 8th Avenues. So 3 projects all starting Tuesday. Wanted to make sure you knew now so we could be prepared. We're going to keep checking out the roadways in the next hour on the Fargo CW. But for now, for your traffic on the move, I'm Devin Fry.
There are new privacy questions about an app that's been strongly backed by North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum and the North Dakota Department of Health for contact tracing. Care 19 was created by the same group that created the popular Bison Tracker app. The governor has said the free app will help reduce the spread of COVID-19 by more efficiently and effectively identifying individuals who may have had contact with people who have tested positive. But a new report by privacy company Jumbo Privacy and technology blog Fast Company says that the app is sharing data with Foursquare and an advertising ID with Google. Jumbo recommends that people do not install the app until the privacy policy is made more explicit or the app is updated to stop sharing data. Now, in an email to Fast Company, Proud Crowd founder Tim Brookins said that the random ID was included in the messages to Foursquare unintentionally, and that the company will remove it as soon as possible. He says the transmission of information to Foursquare is fairly benign and calls it a good catch by the security firm. We could find out in just a few hours whether or not the Minnesota State Fair will happen this year. The Fair Board is meeting at 9 this morning to discuss the status of the Great Minnesota Get-Together. The agenda does not say if a final decision will be made, but the clock is ticking for that 12-day event that involves coordinating thousands of exhibitors, performers, and workers. With fears of a meat shortage, many people are trying to find other ways to get protein into their diets. The Valley Today's Abby Furchner is joining us live from the kitchen this morning. And I like this, kind of thinking outside the box, some new options to try out.
Yeah, good morning, Lisa. Just yesterday, I went on Instacart trying to get some chicken breasts, and all of it was gone. They had no more at Hornbacher's, and so this is the time where we're trying to get creative in the kitchen, and like you just said, think out of that box a little bit more. And I'm here with Ashley Sorensen, who is the creator of Buff Bites and also a nutrition coach, and we've created a couple different recipes where no meat is involved, but the same amount of protein is.
So similar amount, and getting that same texture and flavors too that we would normally get in meat. So our first one, we got a black bean burger, and we did little sliders for people. Kind of walking through the recipe quick, we kind of still got some of our mixture here. Just the black beans, rice, onion, different seasonings, panko breadcrumbs, but again, there's some substitutions you can make. We added salsa to these actually too. So
and I had one for breakfast. I know that's weird to think. So good, but I love the little spiciness to it. And the same is in the Sloppy Joe's too. There's a little bit of kick in there.
There is. So a lot of the same seasonings I used in there, then tomato sauce. In this one we used lentils. So again, packed with protein and fiber, all the good things. And giving you kind of that same texture too, traditional Sloppy Joes.
I love both of these recipes, and of course we will have them up on valleynewslive.com because perfect time too with Memorial Weekend coming up. If you're looking for some new recipes to try, these are definitely it.
Sounds great. Thank you, Abby. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. 30% of us do this at home, 65% somewhere else, and 5% don't do it at all. The answer? wash their vehicle. Remember, you can play along every weekday morning by heading to our Valley News Live Facebook page. Here on the Valley today, we want to thank you for tuning in to watch our coverage. We want to reassure you that we're working hard to make sure you're staying informed during this COVID-19 pandemic. There are several ways for you to do that, including valleynewslive.com, our VNL News app, and also on our Valley News Live Facebook page, all for free with no registration required. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start.